Hello everyone, I'm Oliveblade and welcome to my Wonderland. Today I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku 1/8 scale Symphony 2017 version by Good Smile Company, which I purchased for $157 USD. Quick disclaimer, I had my wisdom teeth out a day ago and my mouth is still rather sore. Nevertheless, I hope you can bear with me, and even though I may not sound as excited as I usually am, I can tell you this figure I'm so excited for. Now, time to get her out of her plastic prison. Now this box is actually quite hefty and it was a little difficult to film, but I did the best I could, sliding her out. It's such a big box. The inside paper is quite cute. This beautiful pastel spark cloud-like design and instructions. That's very helpful. Now then, the blister. Cutting the tape seams. They're actually very tricky to see, so I just went along with my Stanley knife carefully to make sure that I cut them all. This was so hard to pull off. Because I don't want anything to pop out, and yet I was using a lot of force here. I am strong, but because I don't want to damage anything or flick it off the table, I was taking my time, and oh my goodness, you can hear me. It just won't come off. Woo! Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm already fully in love with the paint design. I quickly brought out the base, and it has a few scratches on it, which is a bit frustrating, but otherwise I really love the design. Simple yet elegant, clean. I really do like it, and it's quite a small base as well. Beautiful. Now then, pulling out the figure. Oh wow. I'm already so in love with her dress. Close up of her face, and oh my goodness, her decals, her eye decals are just gorgeous. And I love how they made the bow with her electronic designs on it as well. Interesting how they have this piece of styrofoam there, though I do really appreciate it because it does ensure that it does not get scratched. And wow, look at the colouring of the tights as well. Oh my goodness. So the top torso pops off. Took a little bit of wriggling, but otherwise it's a very snug fit. Now then, to get the neck piece out, I'm not sure why they do this. I thought about it, maybe switching characters' heads around, but I haven't really tried it, and I'm not sure if you can actually do that. Otherwise, there is no really point having a piece of plastic there. Now, this me was just struggling to put her on the base. I struggled so hard to put her on the base. And then when I finally put her on the base, look at that. There's a little gap underneath her heel there. It does not fit snug at all, which does frustrate me a little bit since it's such a clean, crisp design. Oh, getting the violin out, and I'm glad they got this tape over it, otherwise I'm afraid it would just spring out when I opened up the blister. Look at the little bow. The details on these two pieces are beautiful. I wasn't initially sure if I would like a see-through violin, but I've yet to put it on her, and thus far it does look really cute, and I love the pink. And I didn't even realize it had real plastic strings on it as well, which is, oh, it's a plus for me. Which I think is like the K-On, the K-On figures sets by Ulta. They have real strings on it, and it's nice that they have real strings on the violin. Anyway, getting to the hair now then. I was very impressed because the hair, as shown, is a simple design, but look at that gradient. They've done this beautiful solid color to translucent plastic, and it just looks stunning. It's flawless, like it just runs perfect gradient. Look at that. And the sculpt as well. I know a few people were concerned about the hair sculpt, but oh my goodness, they've just done beautifully considering this simple style. But the simple style, I really do love it. Now then, I was very shocked to find out that you could actually remove the skirt with this, because it has a plastic piece underneath, so you kind of have to, not that, you would see it anyway. So I thought, why not just check out how that would be like. Now, I did try to get her foot off the base, but for the life of me, I could not. And so then the second option is to pull the skirt up. And let me tell you, this took me a long time because I didn't want to scratch the figure and ruin it. And it was so hard. It was so snug on there. Like, you would not have to worry about this scratching or wobbling off because this was so difficult to pull off. Oh my goodness. When I finally pulled it off, see a little bit of blue at the top? I don't know what that came from, but I actually scraped the bottom of the skirt, which was very frustrating. Why did that happen? Anyway, now look, this is her together without the skirt, and it gives me cabaret-ish vibes. The stockings are just beautiful. The shading, and you get to see the shoes as well. I really love the pose and the bows and design of the shoes. They are just stunning. And even though I adore the skirt, and I'll probably be 99% of the time displaying it with the skirt on, I have to admit this is a very cheeky but gorgeous alternative. But yeah, just be careful when pulling the skirt off not to scrape it like I did. But it was very difficult. Having a look at the top piece. They really did a clean paint job on this. And another thing to note is the seams. I found it so difficult to find where the seams would be or are, which I was very surprised and happy about. Close look at the violin. Cute sculpt. And the bow especially has little details I didn't think it would have, which I really appreciate. Oh, it's stunning. Trying to play it. I do play the violin, and I have to tell you though, this was just a little bit tiny for me. Even with my petite hands. Now again, trying to get this on without breaking the strings, I managed to slip it on like that and then just rest it under her chin, which wasn't too difficult, thank goodness. I would hate to break the strings. Oh, it's so gorgeous, it's coming together. And there's a little peg on her finger that you put into the bow. Once you set that correctly, it should just rest in place. I wasn't sure of the angle of the bow, but it was, looking at reference pictures, that's how it is, and it looks perfect when you have it at the angle. Got her pigtails in, beautiful. They actually slipped in beautiful, and I don't fear them breaking. There's a good connection there. Now all together, let's move on to the slideshow, shall we? Now for my review. Sculpting. Absolutely stunning. It captures the character on point and in my opinion looks better than the original illustration. The details are just to die for. The dress has me staring in awe of it every time I look at its beautiful folds and sculpted movement. The face has very nice sculpted depth and there are no visible cast seams. They are very hidden. 10 out of 10. Painting. Crisp, clean, love the color palette. The gradient on the hair from solid color to almost translucent is very, very well done. Simply gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Posing. Being a violinist myself, I am so pleased that they have sculpted such a beautiful and true representation of holding the instrument. It just adds to the figure's beautiful details and gracious presence. Her stance is strong but elegant. 10 out of 10. Bass. Though it had a few scratches, they are difficult to see under certain lighting. I like the simple black design with the blue writing. I love how small it is, and it fits under the figure without drawing away any detail from its beautiful presence. My only critique being there's a little gap underneath her shoe heel, which doesn't have a snug fit, but otherwise it doesn't take too much away from it. 9 out of 10. Box. I love the simple pastel design of the box, including the original illustration is a big plus for me. The only other thing I am a bit unsure of is the size. I'm glad to have the figure well protected, but after opening up the plastic blister, I do feel like there is a lot of excess space. Luckily, I was able to get her via C-mail, otherwise the shipping cost would have been a bit expensive. Storage is also another frustration, unfortunately. 7 out of 10. Enjoyment. Overall, I really adore this Miku figure. She has to be one of my new top 3 favorite Mikus I own. Everything from her beautiful shoe stance to her dress, violin, hair gradient and eye decals are everything I could wish for this figure. And though I will not be displaying her much without her skirt, I can still appreciate the option choice, in which her tights look stunning. For the price, I highly recommend this figure. Standing with other figures or alone, she stands out, and if you are a sucker for beautiful dress gowns like myself, you will not be disappointed. Her presence is just simply incredible. 10 out of 10. I see Monsieur Snowflake would like to give his critical opinion on this figure. Hello, dearie. What do you think? I think it's an all clear top marks. Au revoir. Here is 1/8 scale Symphony Miku by Good Smile. Next to ReZero Ram 1/7 scale by Good Smile Company. Monster Hunter Nendoroid by Good Smile, number 376. ReZero Rem Super Special Series in Wonderland by Furio. Hatsune Miku 1/8 scale Tell Your World version by Good Smile. And cute little petite Hatsune Miku Romeo and Cinderella by Good Smile Company. This is where she currently resides in my collection. I think the 3 actually go together very well. Even though the Miku on the bottom is a little humorous because she's so tiny. Thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing today and bearing with my kind of monotone expression. Hopefully you should be all right as rain and normal by next week. Also, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I've passed 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed reading all your comments and answering your questions. And as promised, next week's video will be a room tour. Until next time, Snowy and I wish you have a lovely day and evening. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you next week, same time, same day. Bye!